I built this nifty little shelf here from my old school Zune MP3 player. It's like I got my Samsung, my old cell phone, running on my audio system. I haven't really talked about my audio I got going on in the shop. If we look somewhere down in there, we've got two 12-inch woofers. And I've got them rigged up to a PC power supply, courtesy of my friend Chris. You can turn them on with this power switch here. And man, I got speakers all over the place. And some over there, some up there. This thing, it sounds pretty good. It sounds pretty good. I ended up, some of these speakers aren't wired in right. They're actually, a lot of the wiring goes in through the rafters. And I think too many channels are going through one circuit. So this radio unit right here is the old one because it has a breaker in it. I keep blowing out my amp in the Fisher Studio Standard, which that thing sounds awesome. I got a VU meter and everything on the recorder tape deck. It's pretty old school. I haven't used the tape on it yet, but you know, pretty cool. That's the cheap guy I'm using right now. But I listen to iHeartRadio on that. So a couple of guys been asking what's going on with the S10. Sorry about that, got a phone call. Yeah, so you guys been asking me what's going on with the S10 project. You know, I'm low budget as always, so I'm just gathering parts for that. Sorry, it's not a quick build, you know, don't got a lot of money to put into it, but I will be getting the pistons and the crank soon. So those are the seats that are going in it. I've done a video on them, doing some Frankenstein stitching. There you go, that's my budget right there, everybody, in case you were wondering. But yeah, we've been rocking and rolling, so I haven't really had a lot of time to do a lot of filming and stuff. Got a nice pile of Cook's headers down there. We got an ATI super dampener and an ARP crank bolt. And guess what? This one only took 3 weeks to arrive because it was on back order. But got that. Oh yeah, by the way, if you're taking apart cars like this guy, coolant jugs make excellent bolt bins. You can pretty much put them together. I've used a different bin for different sections of the car. Also cardboard boxes like that. This was a sway bar end link upgrade on another C5ZEforce, so I've saved that strong cardboard box for that. That has the exhaust stuff in it. This is going to have all the steering rack components and balancer job. But yeah, we've got this thing tore apart. This is a 06 Corvette with an LS2. It's got the squeaky dampener that wobbles. And I've noticed it's got a little bit of coolant leaking. You notice that orange right there? That's not power steering fluid. That's coolant right there. It does have a lot of power steering fluid leaking over here. So he thinks it's the low pressure hose. So we ended up ordering that before we brought it here. So hopefully it does look like that's where it's coming from. So we're going to swap that out as well. Let me see. Do I have any other updates for you guys? Yeah, just been busy. I'll do a little bit of a spoiler. I know you guys want to see what's going on in this EForce C5 conversion. And if you can tell by that air filter sitting in the front. Alright, should I show you? Nah, I'm not going to show you. Alright, you talk me into it. Ready? Oh, bam! Those are temporary right now. There's these lettering right here. This is 3D printed crap. Got that 3D printer back up and running, baby. But I'm gonna do something very similar to that. You know, but we'll see what we do. So the final revision will be a little bit nicer. But these the lettering for the factory valve covers or fuel rail covers is actually a little bit too long to fit on the passenger side. This one's a little bit shorter, but yeah, really happy how this thing's turning out. So there's going to be a video on it coming out soon. I just haven't had time to really do some editing. She runs. But next up is the engine for this Lingenfelter Corvette. The engine is just about done from the machine shop. We still had the nickel and diming of the time-wise on some of the parts for this thing. We were waiting on some updated rocker arms because this was done in the 90s, all old school. Had old school bearings, old school rods, old school pistons with really thick piston rings. So we're updating a lot of that stuff, going with some thinner ring style pistons. I think we're going to reuse the rods, getting coated bearings. Probably King coated main bearings are really good for the budget. And yeah, we'll get this engine back in this car. I know this guy's dying to get this thing back. But yeah, the new rockers we got, they didn't fit the valve cover. So, I'm sorry, the new rockers we got, they didn't clear the valve springs. So we had to send them back at another set, overnighted. That was last Friday. And then we were planning to have it all together by Saturday when we got the parts in. So, but we ended up running into some issues. The valve, the push rod length was just too short to get adjusted out. So we had to overnight another set of push rods. We did that yesterday, and there was a delay with the flight according to UPS. So we didn't get the push rods until very late tonight. So he said he's working on it tonight and tomorrow morning. So I should be able to go out there and pick the engine up for this thing. But this is a pretty cool car. It's a Lingenfelter C4. Lingenfelter Performance Engineering. It's been sitting here for way too long. But yeah. It's an awesome little car, man. It made 540 horsepower to the wheels, I believe. So we're not going to affect the tune. We're going with the same cam. And just walk over my maze of shit. But yeah, that's pretty much going to sum it up, you guys. So I just wanted to let you know, as always, we highly suspect speed was involved on most of these projects. So I will catch you guys on the next one. Ooh. So I've been working on a setup for this bandsaw. We've got the original knobs here. This one's actually a little stripped out, but this was the only one that survived. So I've designed a somewhat original looking copy with steel nuts in the inside so it can't strip out. Look at that. Thing turned out nice.